Welcome back everyone to the Virtual Blackboard.
In this video, we are diving deeper into Google Earth Engine by exploring the basics of scripting. Whether you are new to coding or just getting started with G, this tutorial will walk you through fundamental concepts like variables, strings, lists, dictionaries, and functions. By the end of this video, you will have a solid foundation in GEE scripting and will be ready to build more complex geospatial projects. Let's get started.
I just make this bigger so you can have a better visibility. Yes. So first we'll start with comments. Here, comments are crucial for making your code more readable. And in Google Earth Engine, a single line comment is given by double slash. So why we use comment? So if I'm writing a function or a set of code to make others understand why I've written this, I'll use a comment. If I want to take note or mark something, I'll give a comment. Comment is basically what your compiler doesn't read. Okay. Compiler skip those lines of code. It will just execute which are uncommented line. This is not just for human nodes. Okay. So whatever I write after this two slashes is my comment. If I want to write a multiple lines of comment, I'll use slash star. And I'll end it with star slash. So if in case you have set of codes you are not familiar with whether it's throwing you error or what, if you doesn't want to run this code, you can just use a multi lines of comment to comment it down. Okay. To break the codes in chunk and to run it, you can use multi-line comments. So if you want to just give a comment on why you have declared this variable, why you are using this equation, you can use a single line comment. Or if you don't want to run a specific set of code, you can go with multi-line comments. Next, we'll see variables. So variables are containers for storing data in Google Earth Engine. Okay. So if I want to declare a variable, first I'll give a keyword bar, then the name of the variable, and I'll end the statement with a semicolon. Here we are using keyword var to initialize a variable. In this example, we have created a variable called number, which initial value is 43. So next is strings. So strings are sequence of character, typically text, and can be enclosed in single or double quotes. Okay, this is how you define. So string is again a variable. So I'll give variable my string, and I'll give the set of characters in single quotes or double quotes. It can be anything. So whatever this inside my single quotes or double quotes is my string value. Okay, that is my string. So this also, see, I haven't given a semicolon over here. So here, see, missing semicolon. So to end the line, you have to give a semicolon. So if I give a semicolon, so we have declared two variables, number and my string. So another way of declaring a string is, instead of single quotes, you can give double quotes. Single quotes, double quotes both work in same way, so you can use either of it. Each line of a code or statement should end with a semicolon. Okay, this lets the code editor knows that your statement has ended. So if I write like this is also correct. So the code editor will know here the first statement has ended and this is the second statement. Okay. And if I want to print those value, we'll be using print function. Print. So if I run this code now, here I'm having three variables. I run this. See, whatever I'm printing, it's getting printed. So the print, see, wherever there's a parenthesis, I'll remove this variable as of now. Wherever there's a parenthesis, that's a function. So print is a function which is already defined in the library. So print, if I give print this command to the code editor, it knows what to do. Okay, so whatever value I'm passing inside, it will print it in the console. Okay, that's what print has to do. That's what print is defined for. So whatever values I'm giving inside, passing through this, I'll pass it inside this parenthesis. So this, whatever I'm passing, it can be called as arguments or parameters. Yes. So if in case I want to pass a message, again I'll use double quotes or single quotes. Value of string is to concatenate it with this value, I'll use a plus symbol. I run this. See, value of string is I'm a string. So what if I use a comma to separate it? It will go in a new line. Understood, everyone? So this is how you print those values or any messages in the console to debug it or to see any values in the equation. You can use print function for that or to check it and debug your code. Next is list. To create a list, again, we'll be using var keyword to declare it. List1 equals to so this is an integer value. The third value is an integer value. So we won't be using double quotes or single quotes. So if I use double quotes or single quotes, this is 45, but this is a text. Okay, you can't perform any mathematical operator over here, right? So if we want to print any specific value, print list name, and we will pass the index over here. Okay. So in JavaScript, the index starts from 0. So if I have 3 elements, the size of my list is 3 minus 1, n minus 1. Fine. So the index of the first element is 0, second is 1, third is 2, and so on. Okay. So the size of the list is n minus 1. If I want to print first element, I'll put the index 0, right? If I run this, list is not defined because here it's list 1 and you have named it as list. Okay. Run. See. 0, Chennai. If I give, let's suppose we pass 6. Okay. Run. Undefined. Because it's not defined, right? Our size of list is 2 and we are passing an index of 6. So it won't work. It's showing undefined. It's not defined at all. So if in case we are not giving a semicolon in either of the statement, still the program will work, but you will be getting a warning here. Okay, missing semicolon. Even if any error is there, it will pop up an error message. Okay. So here we are not giving a semicolon. So it's showing missing semicolon. Okay. So what if we break the statement like this and run this? So it will still run because we haven't given a semicolon over here. So what the compiler thinks is this whole thing is a complete statement. So wherever there's a semicolon, then only the statement ends. Okay. So this statement isn't completed, it's continuing next time. Even I haven't given a semicolon over here, it's fine. So you can break the statement like this if it's going too long. Next is dictionaries, right? So I'll remove this. So dictionaries in Google Earth Engines are a collection of key and value pairs. Okay. Let's say you have buildings and building types. In building, you may have residential, commercial, industrial, educational buildings, and so on. Okay. So here the key is building and residential is your value. So you'll be having a key and a value for one respective thing. Okay. So to declare a variable dictionary, what we can do is variable equals. See, for functions, we use parentheses. For list, we use square brackets. And for dictionary, we use curly brackets. Okay. So here, first I'll give my key and then value. String should be in double quotes or single quotes. Okay. Number 45. See, it's a numerical value, so we won't be using single quotes or double quotes. Color equals red. Semicolon. Okay, so here I've given single quotes. Here you can see here I've used double quotes. And for numerical values, we won't be using either of them. Okay, so we have declared a dictionary. Now to print the values in dictionary, what we'll do is print. We'll pass the value inside this bracket. And inside square brackets, we'll pass the key of it. Okay, whatever the key value is there, that will pass. You won't be printing anything else as of now. Run. See, the value of color is red, right? It's printing me red. The other way to print dictionary is we'll use dot operator for that. Okay. Dot color. See, here it's giving me a suggestion that color is better written in dot notation, right? In the 11th segment, it is telling color is better written in dot notation. That's what we are doing in 12th line, right? Dictionary dot color. Here it's showing missing semicolon. Okay, right. This is the more optimized way compared to the 11th line. Okay, so even here it says you can get the suggestion. Dot notation is better than this, right? So we have used the dot notation. If I run this, right? Okay, this is how you will be creating data types and working in Google Earth Engine. This is just for the examples. Okay, we'll be dealing with the real world examples later on. This is just how to declare a variable, how to store the data, and how to print it in the console. We have seen it. Okay. Functions we'll see later on when we touch on vegetation index and so on, real world examples. We'll create the function, custom user based function, and we'll use it. Okay. So as of now, we have seen how to declare variables and print it in the console, right? So similar way, we can print it our maps also. We can bring the satellite data and we can print the maps as well. Okay. So we'll see it next. So if I want to print data, I have to import it. So I'll search for elevation data. I'll just make it. I'll import this to my script. So in our script, now we have an image. NASA SRTM digital elevation 30 meters. So this is a DEM elevation, digital elevation model. And by default, that's having a name image. We'll rename this. We'll keep more relevant name. I'll name it as SRTM. So whatever images we pull in from Cloud Engine, everything will be named as image 1, image 2, image 3. So if you are having a lot of images, it will create a confusion. So we'll name accordingly. So this is a dem data, we'll name it as SRTM, right? So now what will I do? I'll use print statement. So if I use print statement, what it will do is it will print the data of this, the information about this data in the console. Okay. See, if I print SRTM, it will give me the info of the data set in the console. But I don't want this. I need to print it in the map. I want to display it in a map. What we'll do is, so similar to print, we'll have one more function, map.addLayer. Okay. So no need to remember complete thing. If I give map.add, if I press Control space, you can see what all functions are there. Okay. So we'll go map.addLayer. If I hover over this, it will give a brief description of what it is and what all parameters we have to pass to get the output. Right. It adds a given Earth Engine object to the map as a layer and returns a new map. So whatever value we are passing in this function, it will be printed as a map. Okay. So here we'll pass SRTM. We are giving this value SRTM. Now we'll run this code. See here in layers, you can see it's loading. So once this gray bar is filled, that means your image is completely loaded. You can see the SRTM data on the base map, right? So if we go to inspector and click on any pixel, any specific pixel, if we click, right? So if I click on any pixel, here you can see the elevation value, 5,853, right? So if we click on any other pixel, see here it's 867, and in northern region here, it's 5,020 meters. You can see the difference, right? But the color code grayscale. So what we'll pass the visual parameters now. If we press Control space again, oh, it doesn't work here. Control space. The first element will get everything. Okay. So first element to pass is Earth Engine object. That is our image, SRTM. Next is the visual parameters, right? So visual parameters, again, this is a dictionary. So the minimum value I need is 0. We'll visualize till 3,000 meters. Okay. Maximum we'll keep as 3,000 meters. So here, whatever is below 0 meters, it will be shown in same color as 0. And whatever above 3,000 meter, whether it's 4,000 meter, 5,000 meter, or so on, everything will be having same color as 3,000 meter. Okay. Next, we'll just give the name SRTM. Okay, we won't give the opacity as of now. We'll work with it later. We'll run this. Now you can see the visualization much better, right? If we want to give some color palettes to it, what we'll do is, here the second parameters are visual parameters, right? Here we have given the limits. We'll add palettes to, color palettes to this, right? So what will I do? Comma, palettes, colon. So we'll go with green, yellow, red. As the color intensity increases, it will the elevation increases. Okay. So for 3,000, it's red, and where it's 0, it's green. So as we go on increasing the elevation, we'll be increasing the color intensity too. Now we'll run this. See, so wherever we are having high elevation, it's in red. Wherever we are having low elevation, it's in green. So you can go on adding more colors. It's up to you. In the console, we can see we have used a print statement. So it's printing me the value also, right? Okay guys, so this is how we print the data in the map. Now that you have understood the basics of scripting in Google Earth Engine, you can start creating more complex and powerful scripts. Remember to practice these concepts as they are the building blocks of the future projects in Google Earth Engine. In the next video, we'll take this basics further by working with some more geospatial data directly. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tutorials. Thank you so much, guys.